So unless until they get all the payments and their mail IDs, na, so they won't use to share the videos. Okay, so that was the problem. So one second, they called, guys. One second. Hello.
Hello, hello, yes, sir.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So fine, guys. Now you can see. So there is a one file that by name HDFC. Okay. So this is in a github.com. Okay, that is in a master branch. Okay, that is in your remote repository. Okay, so assume that one of my developer has committed the code in the remote repository. Okay, so what we will do, I will make these changes. Okay, before that, let me try to push whether any commit something. Okay, everything is clear here. Okay, so what I will do, let me add some text here. That means I'm just adding some content here in the file name called as HDFC. Okay, so let's say I will write something called as a welcome to HDFC. Okay, some text I'm adding here. Okay, and just save this file. Okay, so assume that one of my developer has committed the code. That code is having a some content called as a welcome to HDFC. Okay, now what I will do, I was not knowing this. Okay, that is another developer, he was not knowing that. Okay, so what he will do, in the same module he will try to update something. Okay, so as HDFC file is also available here, so where it is there, it was available here, right? I was working in new folder, not this one, it seems. One second. Okay, this is the one. So in order to check that which repository it is moving, you can check using the git remote -v. It will here you will come to know. Okay, so it is pointing to Nandial, that is a repository. Okay, to that repository is pointing, and I am also in this Nandial only. Okay, so here I have a file called as a HDFC here, right? Okay, so let me open this file and add some text. Okay, so in a remote repository I have mentioned the code like a welcome to HDFC. Okay, here I will write, we understand your what, that is the code by HDFC, but in real time they won't understand also. Okay, so you can see the content now in a HDFC, in my local repository we have a code called as a we understand your world. Okay, whereas the same file in a remote repository which is having the other code that's saying welcome to HDFC. Okay, that is the difference is there. Okay, now what happens when you try to push this code? Okay, before pushing, let's check the status. Okay, it is saying some file has been modified. I need to commit this, so use git add to okay, so git add, okay, then git commit -m. Let's say we call this one as the HDFC commit. Okay, I'm just committing now. Now you check the status. Okay, it is saying I need to push this code. Okay, so when I try to push this code, guys, 100% it will reject here. Okay, let's try git push -u origin master. Okay, it is saying it is rejected. Why? Because updates were rejected because the remote contains the work that we don't have locally. That means whatever the code we have in a remote repository, that code is not available in your local repository. Okay, hence it is throwing this error. So at this point of time, what we need to do is we need to execute the command git pull. This type of scenario is called as a merge conflict, we say, guys. Okay, yesterday someone has asked. Okay, this type of scenario is called as a merge conflict. In the interview also they will ask what is merge conflicts and how you used to resolve this. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to execute the command git pull. So before me executing the git pull, I want to show the content of my HDFC. Okay, you can see currently in my HDFC file we have a code called as a we understand your world. Okay, now what I will do, I will execute git pull command. Okay, it is done. Now you check the content, guys. Let me clear my screen. Okay, and check the file cat HDFC. What it is saying, there is a two codes, you got it here. Okay, so we understand your word. It was in a local repository, and we welcome to HDFC was in a remote repository. So at this point of time, what we need to do is we need to check with the developers. Okay, then the developer confirms whichever the code he wants to keep. Okay, and rest of the things you can keep it hash or just delete it out. Okay, so let me do the same. Vi HDFC. Let me, yeah. Okay, so let's say I want to keep only this command code, that is a we understand your word. Okay, the rest of the things welcome to HDFC, I don't want this code, assume that this is a wrong code. Okay, so what we can do is just hash it or else just remove it. You can hash it like this or else just remove it, whichever is okay for you people. Okay, better way to use hash. Okay, save it and now check the git status, guys. Okay, it is saying it is modified. Let's add this one. Okay, and now git status. Okay, the file has been modified. Now let's come. What is the commit message? We'll give merge conflict. Okay, enter, done. Check the status now. Everything should be clear. Yes. Now you push this code. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now you can go and check in your
So, sir,
remote repository. Yeah.
what if we require both the changes?
Yes.
If we want both the changes, if you want to keep the both the changes.
Just push the code back again. Simple. I have just kept hash, right? Just remove it. Simple.
Okay.
Okay, you can do it like this. Okay, so hash here it is not worked. We need to delete this one basically. Okay, so let's do that one also. There is no issues. So vi HDFC. So basically, whatever you keep after hashing, right, that code will not work, but it is reflecting there. Just remove it by press D. Okay. Then next git add. Then next git commit -m merge one. Okay, just the message I'm passing. Then git push -u origin master. So whichever the VCS you use, guys, okay, all are using the same concepts only. Okay, either Azure DevOps or else a GitLab or this GitHub. Okay, all are same scenario. Just the UI might get changed. Okay, but whatever the logic is there, the logic is same in all the VCS. Okay, let's refresh the page now. It will be having only we understand your word now. Okay. So this is what the merge conflict is. So when the merge conflict occurs in the sense, so let's say you are working on a one module. Okay, you are assume you are one developer and you are working on a one module. Okay, and assume that if you have pushed that code to your remote repository, but no unknowingly one of the other developers try to push that code to your same module. Okay, at that time this merge conflicts will occur. Okay, at that time we need to check. Usually in a real time, the developer will only take care of it, but we should have a knowledge there. Okay, if we get the task, okay, what we need to do is we need to check with the developers and ask whichever the code is correct, just keep that code and remaining thing just wind it up and push that code to your remote repository again. Okay, that will resolve your merge conflicts. Okay,
It's a
but the
big
next one also,
problem if we have a multiple
sorry.
conflicts, more than if we have a multiple conflicts.
So
So we have to,
see, usually
yes.
so usually it will be based on a commit IDs. So okay, every time you it won't get also. Okay. And whenever every day, end of the day, whatever the developers will do, right, whatever the updated code they will do, they will try to they will push that code to the remote repository. Okay, end of the day, EOD every day. But it will be not the master branch. Okay, it will be to the feature branch or any other dummy branch we say. Okay. So while we are merging and or once or twice we used to fetch that what do you call it, whatever the data is there to merge, we used to merge it to the master branch. Okay, so usually it will be very rare case it occurs. Okay, and it will be only a one or two commit IDs we may get. Okay, it is not a big
Mhm.
issues. And nowadays this Azure DevOps and all now they will be having the GUI. Okay, using by GUI we can automatically it merges also. There is no issues. Okay.
Okay.
But in the interview, they will ask what is merge conflicts, how you will resolve it. Okay, basically you need to why it occurs means if you having the same data to be updated to the remote repository, at that time it throws an error. At that time, you need to check with your developers and confirm whether the code is correct. Keep that code and rest of the things just wind it up and push that code back to your remote repository. Okay, so that is about the merge conflicts and okay. Then another two commands is there, guys. That is git pull and git fetch. Okay. So this is also an interview question. What is the difference between git pull and git fetch? Okay. So git fetch in the sense, basically we it's to do is a company what they call an equation is there. Let me explain with an example. That's better. Okay. So yeah. Let's take this axis now. Okay. I'm just doing the same thing, guys, now. Okay. So in the access file, I'm just adding one command. So welcome to India. Okay, welcome to India. So only in a Git, guys, I'm using this dummy codes. Okay, after this Maven, I will be sharing the what do you call the projects, guys. Okay, in after this Git, we will be working on a real-time project. Okay. So whatever the commands I'm explaining in a real time, how we used to resolve these queries. Okay, so those scenarios I'm explaining the some dummy code here. Okay, so welcome to India. So I'm adding it in an access file. Just commit this. Okay, whereas the same file which is having here also access. Okay, let's add some content in this access. Bangalore. Okay, the same scenario guys, what the merge conflict I done, right? The same scenario now. Okay, so now what I will do, I need to add this one. Okay, and I need to commit this. Okay, commit -m access, yeah, commit. Okay, now if you try to push this code, okay, it will throw an error, as you guys know. Okay, -u origin master. Okay, so as till here it is same now. Okay, for what we have done with the merge conflict. So here guys, if you remember, I have executed the command git pull. Okay, now what I will do, I will execute the git fetch. Okay, let us see what happens here. Okay, instead of pull I will execute git fetch here. Okay, so before me executing the git fetch, let me show the content of access here. Okay, so what it is saying in the access file right now, it is saying welcome to Bangalore. Okay, now what I will do, I will execute one more command. Instead of pull, I am executing fetch. Okay, okay, it is fetching is done. Now you can see the content of the access, but still it is showing same thing, welcome to Bangalore. Even though I have executed the command fetch, it is still having the same command. What is the code it was having in the local repository? The same code it is having. So now what we need to do is we need to add one more command here, that is the git merge. Okay, now execute git merge. Now you can able to see the content now of access. Now you got both the code, whatever the code was available in a remote repository. Okay, now after executing the git merge, that code comes here. Okay, so basically what happens, if you want to execute the git fetch, you need to execute one more command. Okay, git merge, git fetch plus git merge. Okay, this is for git pull. Okay, git pull equal to git fetch plus git merge guys. Okay, if you don't want to execute these two commands, that is git fetch plus git merge, you can simply execute the command git pull guys. Got it? What happens if you execute the git pull, it automatically fetches the code and it automatically merges also. Okay, if you don't execute this git pull command, then you need to execute git fetch first, and then we need to execute one more command, that is a git merge. Then only it will come in a sync guys, with the local as well as with the remote repository. Okay, so any doubts guys regarding this git pull?
Place of git fetch and git merge in single command git pull, we done all the things that we done in git fetch and git merge, right?
Yes, correct. Instead of executing the two commands, git fetch plus git merge, what we can do is we can execute the single command, that is a git pull.
Right.
Okay. But in the interview, they will ask guys, okay, what is the difference between this git pull and git fetch? Okay, the difference is when you execute the git fetch, you have to execute the git merge also. Okay, unless until you execute the git merge, it will not come in a sync. That is the difference. Whereas if you execute the git pull, it automatically fetches the code as well as it automatically merges also. That is from the local and remote repository.
Yes, sir, got it.
Okay.
The command vi SDFC, for example, you wrote the command like vi SDFC. It stands for what, sir?
So
Like
usually, no, just a second. VI is a one editor. Okay, how we are opening the notepad, right, in a Windows machine. So like that, in a Linux machine, we require our notepad, right? Hence, we are using the VI. Okay, and HDFC is the file name. So clear, Manjuna?
I want a
yes,
little
sir.
bit more clarity.
Sorry.
Little bit more clarity on conflicts. If
Conflicts
say
or
there is
this?
conflicts. If say
Okay,
there
merge.
are multiple conflicts, okay,
Mhm.
we have to sit with the developer and we have to actually who is going to do the conflict resolution uh, in real time. It's
See,
DevOps. Yeah.
see, if we have a multiple conflicts also, it will throw an error. Okay, where exactly it is
Yes.
having that issue. Okay,
Hmm.
so I will show that we're using the git difference command. We can able to find that. Okay,
Hmm.
where exactly the difference is. I will come to that next point. Okay, so using that, let's say we have a two mirror image. Okay, with some model is having the some minor changes. Okay, other repository is having some minor changes. So it will show where exactly the difference between in both the repositories.
Okay.
Okay, then we can able to find out. Then we can check with our developers. Okay, and then we can fix that issue. Fix in the sense, just remove that code.
We don't have an GUI in Git.
No, in Git you don't have GUI, whereas in the GitLab you can able to do it.
Okay.
Okay, I will show you. Okay, using the git difference command, we can able to identify that. Just a second. What we'll do? Okay, currently I'm in master. Let us check the status. Okay, let's comment this. Okay, it has pushed successfully. Everything is clear now. Okay, in order to check with the merge conflicts, Manjunath, you can see right now there is a branch called as a dev branch. Now, example I'm saying, not exactly the same. Right now you can see there is a dev branch. Okay, under dev branch, what happened to this? Okay, under dev branch you can see there is a four files. There is a readme.md, Axis, HDFC, and SBI. Okay, whereas in a master branch, okay, you can see there is a 3 plus 2 6. Okay, basically there is a 6 files is there in a master branch. There is a 6 files, whereas in a dev branch there is only 4 files. Okay, we don't know about what those files here now. Okay, we will check with the command prompt now. Okay, now right now I am in a master branch now. Okay, now what I will do, I will execute the command git difference. Okay, with which branch I am doing? With the master branch. Okay, from master branch, with which branch I want to do? With the dev branch. Okay, that is the git difference master with dev. Okay, I am checking now. Okay, enter. Okay, so these are all the difference here now. Okay, so at this point of time we need to check. Okay, so which is correct code and which is the wrong code.
Okay.
Okay, so then we can take this, keep this code, or he wants to remove it, whatever it is. It is based on the developers. Whatever the task is, the developer will inform us, okay, regarding this, what we need to do. Okay, then what we can do in order to do the merge here. Okay, okay, right now I am in a master branch, right? So under master I have a 6 files, whereas in a dev we have only 2 files. Okay, whereas only 4 files. Let's say I want to merge now. Okay, from master to dev branch I want to merge. So those 4 files was there, right? So those 4 files was not there in the dev branch. Now I want that master file should be available in a dev branch. Now what I will do, I will go to the dev branch. Currently I am in a master. Let me check out to dev now. Okay, check out to dev. Okay, now right now I am in a dev. What I will do, I will execute the command git merge. Okay, with which branch I want to merge? Master. Just execute that. Okay, it is asking for some commit message. As I told you, right, for in a rebase it will maintain history of all the commits, whereas here it will keeps the one commit ID here. Okay, that is what it is right now it is doing, and it is asking for the some commit message. Okay, you can provide any commit message. Merge branch. Okay, let it keep like this only, and escape colon wk, it will save and quit. Okay, it is done now. Now let's clear the screen and check the status. Okay, it is saying everything is done. I need to push this code. Okay, now push it. Git push -u origin. With which branch I am pushing? To dev branch. Okay, just push it. Okay,
Tushar,
it is done.
can we do the force merge if there is an option like that?
Yeah, yes, force is there. Sometimes if it is not going, okay, if you wants to do it forcefully, okay, you can pass the extra parameter -- force then. Okay, I'm just refreshing the page here. Okay, you can see all the files came here now. So this M1, M2, M3 was from master, it has came here now in a dev branch. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, now okay, let's create one file, guys. Okay, using touch. Okay, what we will give, let's say the file name is called as apple. Okay, I'm just created one file. You can check in a status, it will be in a untracking stage. Okay, you can see it is in a untracking stage now. So assume that what you want to do. Yeah, okay, so assume, guys, you are working on some file here now, right now. Okay, unfortunately some emergency comes here. Okay, and he wants to keep this file. Okay, and he wants to, in the sense, he wants to store this file in some buffer memory. Okay, because once the task completes, he wants to come back to again here to the same file and you wants to do your work. Okay, so how we can do means, in order to save this file, okay, this Apple, what we can do is there is a one command called as a git stash, stash. Okay, this is also an interview question, guys. Git stash. So basically what happens is git stash, whatever the files was there, right, it will stores into the buffer memory. Okay, execute git stash. Sorry, it is in a untracking stage, guys. Okay, so I need to add it in a tracking here. So git add
Git
Apple.
stash works
Okay.
on particular. Okay.
Sorry,
Git stash works on particular file or complete file.
particular file. So it is
Multiple
not
file.
like a file. Whatever the files is there in a tracking stage, right? So that files you want to store. Okay. So at that time
Okay.
it works. Whatever the files or directory, whatever it is.
Okay.
Okay. It will stores into the buffer memory. Okay. Now I will execute git stash. Okay. So once I execute this git stash, guys. So before that, you can check the status now. Okay, it is in a tracking stage. Okay, so now whatever the file is there, Apple, I wants to commit. Okay, but I will not commit. I wants to work in this file. Okay, now what I will do, I will execute git stash. So once I execute this git stash, guys, okay, so this Apple file was there, right? It will go in store into the buffer memory. Okay, and when you execute the git status, it will not show anything here. Okay, so let's execute git stash. Okay, it is saved working directory. I index state WIP to so and so this commit message. Okay, this is a commit ID. Okay, you can ignore. Now when you check the git status, even though I have not committed, guys, okay, it will not show here. It will say everything is up to date. Okay, if you want to see the file which is available in the stash memory, okay, how to check that? You can check using git stash -- list. Okay, sorry. Okay, so it is saying 1 second. It is fun. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so when you check this git stash list, guys, it is showing that is a stash. Okay, that is the WIP with the dev branch and this one. Okay, some commit message. Okay, usually we are not understanding this what exactly it is saying. Okay, because but that data is stored into this commit ID only. Okay, but we are not understanding. Okay, in order to overcome this issue, what we can do is we can pass a message for this in order to identify it. Okay, so I will do that after this. Okay, and right now you can see there is a some file which is available in a stash memory now. Okay, you can see git's status. Why I'm missing this again? Okay, so that Apple file is not available, but that file is available in my stash memory. Okay, if you want to take that code back from a buffer memory to your working area, okay, there is a two options. Okay, one is git pop, another one is git apply. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? Okay, let us check. So now what I will do, I will execute git pop. Okay, enter. Sorry, git pop, correct only, right? So it is git stash pop. Okay, now you can see the Apple file came back here now. Okay, now you can see the status, git status. Okay, this file came back. Okay, so what about in a stash memory? Let us check that. git stash list. Okay, there it is, not available, right? So what happens when you execute the command git stash pop? Okay, what happens? It is basically whatever the content was available from buffer memory, it will move to your working area. Okay, whereas if you execute the command apply, okay, what happens? It will keeps the one copy in a buffer memory. Okay, and also the one copy will keep come into the your working area, guys. Okay, now what I will do, I will execute the git stash one more time. Okay, now we will pass a message for this, okay, in order to identify. Okay, so for that we don't know the command. What we will do, we can take the help here. Okay, how to get, we can execute git stash hyphen hyphen help, whatever the command, guys. If you are not understanding the syntax and all, what you can do, just pass a parameter hyphen hyphen help, it will show. Okay, so here it is saying git stash list, it will stores drop pop run push. Okay, okay, you can use git stash push hyphen hyphen message, whatever the message you wants to give. Okay, let's do that. Before that, let us check my status now. One second, guys, power gone here. I'll just go down, be online. Yes, if this call get disconnects, I will continue by tomorrow. Okay, so it will be online for 5 minutes. Hello. Hi guys, can you able to hear me? Yes, somebody please reply. Can you able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So now if you execute the command git stash, so it is taking some binary numbers, we are not understanding what exactly it is. Okay, in order to pass the message, what we can do is git stash push, okay, hyphen m message you wants to provide here. Okay, let's say I'll call this file name as apple is my file name. I'm just mentioning the same here, apple file. Okay, enter. Okay, it is pushed to stash memory. Now how to check? You can execute git stash list. Okay, now you can able to see the message now. Okay, it is on a dev branch, and the file name is called as a apple file. Okay, so previously we have executed the command pop, right? So what the pop will do, it will move from buffer memory to your what is it, your working area. Now what I will do, I will execute the apply command now. So git stash apply. So what this git stash apply will do is, it will keeps one copy in the working area, as well as it will move that file to your one file will be available in the buffer, and as well as one file available in the stash memory working area. Okay, just execute git stash apply. Now you check the status. Okay, as you can see, the apple file came back, and as well as you can check in a stash memory as well using the git stash list. So there also it will be available, guys.
Sure. What is
Got
the
it?
use, real-time use of stash? How exactly in what type of scenarios we use stash?
Yeah, initially I told the same. So let's say you are working on a some module here, okay, and you are working on that module. Unfortunately, some emergency work comes here, okay, and you wants to save this file, okay, because in the same repository you will be working, right? Okay, if you want to move, then this code will get wrong, or you need to commit that, okay, so it may go wrong. Okay, so what we need to do is, we don't want to commit that, but still we want to save this file. Okay, at that time we can use this git stash. Okay, so once that code, whatever the emergency work was there, once you complete that, just commit that code, okay, and later on you come back to your file which was available in a stash memory. Okay, is it clear or still doubt?
For example, if you put one file in a stash, and we started working on another file, okay, and we did the commit, commit and push. If that works, fine.
Let's say, guys, let me take an example now. So git stash list. Okay, so here, so git style is a tab level stash drop. Okay, now git stash list, everything is clear. Okay, now assume, guys, okay, so what is the file? That is the git status. Okay, you can see there is a one file which is called as a apple. Okay, now assume that I'm working on this module now. Okay, I'm a emergency, one more issue come into my picture. Okay, I want to work on that module, it is an emergency. Okay, what I will do, I will put this into the stash memory. Git stash push -m, sorry, -m apple file. Okay, I'll push this to the into my stash memory. Let us check it. Git stash list. Okay, it is done. Now what I will do, I will work on my newly created file. Okay, that is the TUC touch ball. Okay, now execute git add. Now when you check the status, that apple file will not be available, only this ball will be available. Now what I will do, whatever the data is there with this model, I will be working on it. Okay, let's say some dummy file I am right here like this. Okay, and escape it and save colon shift and colon and check the status. Okay, it is done. Let's add it and land commit -m, then give ball. Okay, my work is done with that ball file. Now what I will do, you can check the status now. Okay, everything is clear. Now what I will do, I want to go that apple file back, because that it was in pending here. Okay, when you execute git stash list, that file is still available in the buffer memory. So what I will do now, I will take that file now. Okay, git stash
No, without taking that file, if we commit.
committed. committed. Committed for Apple. Right? Why only for ball I have.
No, your voice
Yes.
is not clear.
Okay, you can see here. You can see git log. I have not committed -3 because that ball is available in the. Sorry. Now,
Tushar, your voice is not clear.
audible now?
It's breaking. No.
Okay. Okay, guys. And tomorrow we'll continue. Okay, I will explain this one time. Git stash. Okay. Is it clear?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So stash one more time tomorrow. Okay. The power is okay. I will explain the time tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll
Yeah.
continue, guys. Okay, guys. Then. Bye. Take care. Good night.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.